Hi everyone, I am back. I'll be right back. Oh. Okay, so my family is asleep. I'm trying to show them respect. Um, Montez blocked me for zero reason, and it's because he knows he's fucked up. Want to know why? I'll show you why. Because he lied. I told Foxy to kill himself, not Montez. This is what pisses me off. Lies being said from out of that disgrace's mouth. So, this will be a long exposure video. So, I'm going to make sure Montez understands he's been brainwashed by Skillet, Christine, and everybody else who pretended to be my friend. I am not joking. You've seen my last video. You've seen how I am pissed and I'm tired of repeating myself like a broken record. Even Cody made a rant about him because he was on my last video today. And he knows I'm tired of repeating myself. Everyone does not like it when I repeat myself. I hate it. And yelling and screaming at Montez almost every fucking day hurts my throat. To the point where I am about to break the fuck down and just leave. I cry to AJ all the fucking time about him. And you know what AJ says all the time to me? Kick Montez out. Block Montez. You know what I do? I refuse because as a mother who I have an instinct to love my own kids no matter how much pain they put me through. I'm already stressed with my own life. I already have a limited time to be in this place and I want to get out. And a coworker offered me a place to live with them until I'm able to rent my own place. And I have not accepted that offer yet because I've not told my parents yet. And I'm still waiting. So I gave Montez a million chances to fix his shit. I gave him a million chances to fix everything he's done to me. And know what he does? He fucks those chances up. He does the complete opposite of the things I said to him, of the things I've taught him to not do. Yeah, Chris Skill and I are not sisters anymore because of the shit that she's done. Me and her, we're not friends anymore. But the time that I believed I could trust them to not fuck up this relationship we have, I was willing to let Montez have her as a friend. not as an aunt because she's not my sister. I'm his mother. I have no sisters. I have only brothers. So if he doesn't understand that concept, he needs some help. I don't know what else to do. I even talked to him calmly from the very beginning. Even that didn't work. I yelled at him, did not work. Physically harmed him and yelled at him, 50% works. But he still does the shit. I solved the problems for him. I told him how he should fix this. I told him many times how to fix it, and he does not. And he's older than me. It's very disappointing to be in the same age group as him. I'm 19, 20 in 2 months. And I'm very disappointed in his age. He has the mentality of a 6 year old. A 6 year old. I've listened to his bullshit. I listened to his excuses for so long that I've got tired of listening to them. And this is what I do. And you can hear that my voice is about to be gone because I'm sick. I've been tortured, bullied too much, and screaming at him for so long that I got tired of repeating the same things I've told him, even when I was calm and even when I'm just yelling at him. I'm tired of repeating it. I don't know what else to do. I legit don't know what else to do. Because he was legit on 15 minutes ago on Hangouts. I'm going to try to call him again. And see if he can actually answer. If not, then we all know that he fucked himself over. I did not ruin his life. I told him what would happen. I told him these are his actions, and this is the effect of his actions. Me exposing his lies. Me telling everybody, including my friends who've seen me. Even his sibling got scared because I was upset at him. I really do hate scaring my kids. I want to not scare them. I don't want to be upset so much. I do not want to harm montez in order to get him to listen to me for once. I asked him, what do I do to make him listen and understand me? He never responded. He does not care. And Cody, I do want you to do everything in your power to get him to talk, to get him to listen to me and actually unblock me from Facebook, Instagram, and Hangouts. Because Montez has been abused by his ex-blood father for so long that I was with him and I witnessed all his ex-blood father's actions. And his blood father was a fucking minor. His blood father was 16. I was legit way older than that 16-year-old. And I knew how to take care of my own kids. I was a sophomore when I adopted Italy, Keiru, and the others. Over time, I've adopted them. They're still with me. Montez, like I said, was my brother on Google Plus before it shut down. And before it shut down, his ex family abandoned him. You know what I did? I was there. And I took him in. But I gave him rules. I asked him what if he was willing to be these things in order to be in this family. And he agreed. And over time, he failed those requirements to be a Flowers. Ever since then, he wasn't really worse than his ex sister, who was an actual guy in real life, Neon, aka Lena. She lied to me constantly in my face. I gave her money to help her pay for new clothes. And I told her to pay me back $25 exact. And each month that goes by, $5 increased. And she would have paid me over $1,000 by now. But she hasn't. And I made this keychain and kept it in my room, waiting for that time for her to pay me $30 just for a goddamn keychain for the shit she owes me. And no one has been willing to buy my keychain for $30 because I am owed that money in cash. Because for real, I used the $20 I needed for my own car. And I was selfless enough to give that up for her, to learn that she only used it for her own car. She lied to me about how she used it. She originally planned to have it for her clothes. Then she lied about that. Then she told me it was for her credit card debt. She lied about that. And then that was the story of her telling me for the final time that she used it for a car. And since then, for months, about 2 years, she never paid me back. I was tired of it. She had the excuse of saying that she was raised and born to lie. And, and this is what Montez is. He's following her on Instagram. Especially when he knows that my brother, Alex, was about to kill himself because of her moving on so fast. And Montez forgot the things she did. And he's willing to be her friend. He is willing to be a fake, her friend. Basically, she's fake, she's a liar by heart, and she almost killed somebody. That is my family. And people saying that I'm a liar prove to me how I lie. I admit I lose my temper on him so easily. I admit I laid my hands on him in roleplay. But how else am I supposed to get through to him if he won't listen to me if I spoke to him calmly? Even if just yelling at him does not work. Tell me, what the fuck am I supposed to do to get through to him? Nothing I do, nothing I say can get through to his mind. He is thick headed and hard to get through. But when someone else tells the same shit as I do, he listens, and that is not fair. I've been with him since I met him. Even as my brother, I took care of him like he was my own. Even after I adopted him as my own, I still took care of him. Not once did he complain about the way I was treating him. Till now. Till now, I found out that he's been legit a traitor to me. And I've said this a million times. I begged while I cried to AJ if we could keep him as our son. Because I know AJ didn't want him to be our son anymore because of how he was treating me. AJ actually hates when people mistreats me. Before I had this job I have now, the other jobs I had was because I was talking to him when I was working. And I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to work, but he was selfish and he needed attention. I told him my work, my schedule. He still ignored and became selfish, wanting my attention when I was busy. I told AJ and everybody else when I'll be off and when I'll be working. AJ respected that. Everybody else respected that but him. So I don't understand what Montez does not understand that I have a life, I have a job, and because of him, I lost my previous jobs before this one now. I lost my jobs because I was stressed the fuck out, depressed as fuck after I get so stressed to the point where I just want to end it. And he says, I faked my deaths. I don't. I have so many things I can do to myself that I can in my own life. That's why 2 months ago I overdosed. And I was in the hospital for a few days. I was miserable. I was lucky enough that I didn't die or was in a coma. Because the thought that got me through was AJ going to be hearing about my death if I did die or in a coma, and he would feel so miserable that he would have been in the same position as me. And that made me worried about him, made me fight to go to him. I'm here because of him. And I've been fighting because my family and friends here all wanted me to keep fighting, wanted me to get rid of the people who hurt me. And Montez is one of the people that hurt me. As his mother, I don't know why, but I can't get rid of him. I want him to understand that I've been treating him like any mother would should have treated their kids. And Montez assumes I won't forgive him and he says sorry. He needs to understand I would, but I can't believe in just words. The actions are what speaks louder than the words. Everyone, including his sister Luna, told him this. That I need to see that he means that he's sorry. He is not. I told him if he wants to prove that he is sorry, he needs to block Skillet, Lena, Christine, and everybody else he's been following that is brainwashing him to think that I'm the bully and all that bullshit. I've told him these things. I legit told these things to him a million times, and not once has he listened. He does not understand how my instincts are so much better than his. I gotta pause right here because my cat needs to go outside my room. So again, Montez has learned to lie, just like Christine, just like Skillet, just like Lena, and everybody else he's been with. He's learned to lie because of them. He's learned to treat me like shit because of him, because of them. And I told him the golden rule that I've learned when I was a child, when I started walking and talking and understanding things. The golden rule is treat others how you want to be treated. And that is the one rule that I've kept for anything in this family. My parents made me go by that rule. So I need him to go by that rule. The kids are going by that rule. Not once have they actually treated me as so bad like he has. And I told him if he wants to treat me like shit, I will treat him like shit. And he told me personally saying he demands respect. You don't demand it, you earn it. I learned that from my family when I was a kid. We don't demand respect, we earn it. I want to know how many of you that are in my friends group and my family has known about this golden rule in your own family. How many times your family has made this stuck in your head. Cody, you are part of my family too. You are my brother and my equal. But I am not the person who likes to be in charge. AJ will be in charge though, if you will let him, because he's the alpha. I'm his co. Tragic boss, do you think that this rule is gonna stay in like many families because it is the basics of life? If you want people to like you, you got to treat them the way you want to be treated. Okay, Cody, you know his accounts on Instagram, so you can go and tell him. Because right now, this video is about Montez. And I'm tired of him lying. He says he's not lying. He is, because we witnessed him twice when he was FaceTiming me live. Because I FaceTimed him live to prove the shit I deal with on a daily basis with him. And when he tries to call me to FaceTime, that is when I'm busy. Or I have family in my house and I have to show respect to my own family. Because it's very disrespectful to be on a phone when my family is around from work. Because we are all working in this house. Montez has no job. I'm serious, he has no job. And his only best friend is Jeremy Brothers, who's my best friend too. And I told Jeremy everything that Montez keeps doing to me. And you know what Montez does? He says he is scared of losing his friend. And I told him if only he didn't do this, he would not lose Jeremy. I legit told him the solutions to the problems, and he continues to ignore the solutions. Pretty sure you've all heard me solve the problems for him, witnessed me solving them for him. You all solved it for him too, and you all witnessed him not doing it. Because that is the stuff that I've been dealing with since I've met him, since I took him in. Not once did he show that he was thankful to have me as his mother. Not once has he thanked me for taking him in. Not once, till now, has he complained that I have only fed him what he wanted. If he wanted something, he should have asked. I don't read minds, but I do read behaviors by watching and learning. I am not that stupid because I've learned to observe the things in my life, because if I don't observe and be so aware, I would be dead or kidnapped, raped. But none of that happened to me because I was aware and I was observant of my surroundings. And I learned to go with my instincts, because my instincts are what helped me survive. I agree with both of you, Tragic Boss and Cody. I agree with what you both say. And I just don't understand. Can any of you tell me why he's been doing this to me? Can any of you understand why I teach him the right from wrong and he doesn't listen? Why does he not comprehend what I'm doing for him? You guys, you may have not known me for long, but you've taken my side instantly, understanding everything I'm going through. Okay, apparently I'm having more brothers. He may have been, but after that, I've been teaching him the opposite things that his blood father's been teaching him. And he says I've never taught him the right from wrong. I have been. And do you guys know that I've been teaching him the wrong from right? Do you guys believe me? Do you guys believe that I've been treating him the way he needs to be treated and how I want to be treated? He's been making excuses for so long that I've been listening to them. A few times is okay, but more than that, if it's repetitive, then I can't take that. I can't take the repetitive excuses of the same thing, because if he knows he's done wrong and he's gonna blame it because of something, it won't be right, because he knows he did wrong and he knows he needs to fix it. He knows he needs to learn it from it, but he doesn't. I've been stressed for so long because I needed this job. And I've been stressed out because I was wondering how long I would keep this job. I wonder how long it will take before Montez stresses me the fuck out to the point where I lose this job that pays me over $400 a week now. Because our store is very expensive. We don't sell a lot of cheap shit. We don't. So that's how I'm getting paid. It's by how much money we get paid, like how much we sell. I sell a maximum of two to maybe $5,000 worth of items each time I work. Even if it's on a slow day, I still make up to close that much money. And tomorrow I'm learning new products to sell. It's called spiffs. And each spiff product we sell, we get paid for that spiff product. So I wasn't around for the last time they had their training for the spiff products. This time I am. I don't know how long it takes. Probably maybe an hour or just half an hour. I don't know. But again, Montez, he's been so whiny and complaining that no one pays attention to him when I've been there for him since I was in high school. I had my own homework to do. I had school projects to do. I had my own life I needed to focus on, but I was selfless enough to drop everything I was doing in order to pay attention to my family. For a very long time, I barely had time to myself because everybody's been blowing up my phone, texting me, saying they need me or whatever. I told them I need some space, but then they start whining. Mostly Montez starts complaining and yelling and whining at me, saying that, oh, I'm so selfish and everything. And he guilt trips me into thinking that I'm selfish. My parents made me think I was selfish too. I've done a lot for everybody and I don't get a lot in return. To be honest, I like some peace and quiet, some space when I need it, and love and support is all I need. I have been barely getting any of that from anybody in my family, from anybody that I've given my all to. So, yeah, I need the love and support and some actually space when I need it. When I'm upset about something or somebody and I'm like really sound really rude, just don't bother. Just say, okay, I understand. Just text me whenever you're okay. I will text my friends and family, letting them know that I've healed, that I've calmed my ass down enough to I can talk to them about what the fuck happened if I wanted to. So yeah, I just need the space I need instead of you needing me and saying that I'm selfish and everything when I've been doing everything I can to please everybody. Thank you, Cody. I believe you tragic, but I'm different. I am honest, Bill. I've not once told Montez to kill himself. I told Foxy to kill himself because he was pissing me off. He was getting annoying as hell. So if Montez has been lying to everybody saying, oh, I told him to kill himself. No, I did not. I said, Foxy, kill yourself. I don't know how he got his name out of that. But my friends and family will probably have their own versions of this and explain to you how I feel with how they feel into this because I have some of them in a group chat on Instagram. For real. And I can add Tragic Boss as well because he's now my brother and he will be part of this family. Yeah, Tragic, you're already in the group chat. I forgot. I added you a while back. So I do not allow people threatening to kill Montez. That is something that I have zero tolerance for, zero patience for. I will allow the threats of minor things like exposure or whatever. But pain, murder is, I don't want. It's not to be reckoned with because from the very beginning, I forbid that even in my own family. I told him, even people like AJ and his siblings wanted to hurt him so bad for treating me like shit. I was crying. And I told them, do not hurt him so bad where he dies. And they said they won't. But there's a time in roleplay they shot him, and I did not appreciate that. And I healed him, but he did not thank me for it. He was disrespectful. If I did not care about him, I would have never kept him in this family. I would have never adopted him. For real, if I never cared about him, why am I trying so hard? Why am I crying? Why am I so frustrated at him then? If I did not care about him. That is what one mother is. No matter how many times their kids hurt them, they still love them. There was a time that I hurt my mother's feelings because I was upset, because I was tired of being treated like shit in this family, being tired of her not understanding what I need. And I felt guilty about it. And there's times I would apologize, but there's times I wouldn't because of how upset and how scarred I was by her. But we still love each other. She's still my mother. She's like my only biological mother I ever had. The only one who actually kept me, my twin brother, alive, who took care of us. And our Nana, before she passed away when I was 6 years old, she helped my mother because she loved my mother like her own kid. She loved me and my twin brother like we were her kids as well, but we were her grandkids, and she loved us all the more. My biological father, he was barely around to help her to take care of us. But my mother was selfless enough to not make our biological dad out of our lives. And ever since then, we came to visit them. He was there to like treat us to fun things, like going to the beach every summer. That's like my most favorite vacation because ever since we were in my mother's womb, we would always go to the beach. It's like I was born to be there. And I love the beach, and it's the number one place I would want to get married at. There's no way in hell I would not refuse to go back there because it's my favorite beach in the world. Um, this is going to be a little bit off topic of Montez. I was watching a video from a YouTuber called I Am J Station. It is one word. Don't know if there is any capitalizations or not, but he was wanting to do a prank about his girlfriend's death, Alexia. And everyone thought his girlfriend was actually dead. Her parents actually was upset about that and called her. And then after that, she left him and called the cops on him saying that he abused her and everything when there was no proof of that. So I'm going to talk about that in detail tomorrow. And I told I'm J Station, aka J, this because I want to support him. He seems like a nice guy. He's been treated like shit ever since he was born. And I don't blame him how he actually changed from his old horrible ways to being a famous YouTuber, wanting the best girl to be his wife one day and his best friend with him. But yeah, I'll go into deeper detail about that tomorrow. For now, this is just about Montez. Um, yeah, Montez, I've told him a million times how to stop this constant me yelling at him and trying to get him to understand and listen to me. I told him the answers of how to fix this, and he keeps ignoring them. So, Bill Webb, you are still the worst liar on the planet. So, bye. I'm not deleting your comments. I'm just putting you in timeout, and it removes you and bans you. So, let's go back to Bill Webb from the very beginning. Bill Webb and I were friends from Google Plus. I trusted him, and then we started talking, and everything was okay. I was positive and I was nice to him until he started yelling at me, being a dick to me, and then I started crying because he was blaming the stuff he was doing to me on me. When I was so confused and frustrated that I didn't know what the hell I said or did wrong, and I told him flat out it was him saying those things to me. I showed my friends proof. I showed my friend Michael aka Keith or whatever he wants to be called now. I don't really care. His name is Michael for now, and I don't fucking care no more. Um, I told him, I asked him, did I do anything wrong? He's like, no, you did nothing wrong. You need to block him. He's not a good friend for you. He's toxic. And as a nice person I was, well, I am, I told him I don't want to give him a chance. I wanted to see if he was high or upset about something and instantly just went crazy and psychotic. Just out of the blue. But no, he kept going. And I got pissed off to the point where I was yelling at him. And he still kept blaming the things he did to me on me when I did nothing. But I'm just yelling back and forth at him, telling him if he wanted to be my friend, he needs to stop blaming his shit on me. Because I've been blamed for other people's shit for so long that I got tired of it. I own up to the things I've done wrong. I've always had. And AJ knows who I am. He knows all my sides. He knows I'm suicidal. He knows how pissed off I can get. You all know how pissed off he gets. Everyone's known this, and they still stay by my side because they know the real side. I'm actually nice if I'm not ticked off. Thank you, Tragic. Keep doing that for me. But again, if Montez wants me to stop yelling at him and cursing at him, he needs to learn to stop pissing me off, to stop disrespecting me, to stop assuming, because we all know if you assume too much constantly, it makes you a jackass, makes you an asshole for the rest of your life. And I never assumed. I may assume to myself, but I always feel unsure about that assumption, so I had to ask the person themselves about it. If I feel like I shouldn't ask, I say nothing at all and I move on. And my hand's shaking a little bit. It's nothing to worry about. It's probably something that I haven't eaten. I don't know. But I haven't been eating very much. I haven't been eating very well because of this constant bullying, the constant stress, and the frustrations that I've been getting from all social media. I've barely been on Facebook due to how there's not much. I told a friend of mine from high school, his name is Ben. He's very funny too. He he also does vaping and drugs and shit, but he doesn't. And since high school, I've been friends with him, and we rode the bus together, and we lived in the same base housing. Um, he told me not to kill myself. There was a time that I was so depressed that I felt like I wanted to die. And I told him, he asked me, he offered me if I wanted to go out and just hang out for a bit. And I said, I don't want to bring him down or anything. I just want to stay in my room and just cry. He's like, I'm coming over. I'm like, oh, okay. So instead of just making into an argument, I let him take me out and have fun and look at the animals. Um, so yeah, I was actually feeling a little bit better, but it wasn't completely enough. But he did everything. He was very nice. He was a good friend. And before all this, I was listening to my own music on my own phone or whatever I had. I can't remember. Um, he just started randomly saying, "Oh, I drink like alcohol and shit." And I just looked at him confused as fuck. I was just like, Oh, okay, I didn't really ask that personal information, but good to know. And I asked him why did he tell me because I didn't ask for it. He said it's because he felt like he could tell me anything. And that's what I like to hear because I don't push people to like say the personal things. Like especially those that are my friends. I don't push. I don't shove them and force them to say something to me because one, we have our own problems that we like to keep to ourselves, and I don't mind that. And I had a friend that was a freshman, and I was a senior, or I think he was a sophomore, and I don't remember his grade. His name was also Michael. I had a horrible fight with my parents or my mother, and that made me feel depressed. And it was the day when I had gym for first period, and I just sat there reading and listening to my music, and I was like in my own little world with my mask down. And he came up and asked me if I was okay, and I instantly put my mask up and fake smiles like I'm fine. And I changed the subject, asking him how he was, and he hesitated, but he answered that he was okay or whatever. And we just talked about him because if I talked about how I felt, it would feel selfish. So I've learned to hide my personal feelings and everything because I was told sharing them was very selfish. And since being with my friends and family urging me to tell them what I'm feeling, that if I'm hurt or whatever, like for example, AJ, he pushed me to ask me what is wrong if I was okay. My brothers have done that, and eventually I broke down and cried, telling them everything. Even if it's a summary and it's too painful for me, I still managed to tell them a summary of what happened, and they still understood and did everything they could to help me feel better, distracted me from my pain, and it worked. But to this day, I've never stopped feeling suicidal. I never stopped feeling like I don't belong because cyberbullies are everywhere, and I want to make that change. I want to make that difference, especially if it's with Montez. He's with the bullies. He's been brainwashed by them, and there's no way. As for me, it's kind of sexist, in my opinion, for people to not listen to me. And also, for those who listen to Christine and Skillet, is because Christine and Skillet are all about being famous and having money. I'm not. All I care about is having the truth being said because not everyone these days will care about the truth. I care about the truth. My friends and my family care about the truth. But not a lot of people care about it, and I want them to care. I really want my truth to be said. Even if I'm telling Montez the truth, the screenshots, he continues to lie, continues to ignore everything I said to him. Pretty much tragic. That is why she betrayed me. And that's why she said, and that's why she said she went undercover on Melee. She exposed herself saying she went undercover. And Cody, you are free to show those screenshots you showed to me saying that she went undercover. And I told Montez about it too. And I asked him, "What does undercover mean?" And he says it exactly after I told him. Undercover means to pretend that you're someone you are not. And he still continued to defend her. No matter what proof I've shown him, he will continue to defend the people who have wronged me. That is why I don't have or make many friends willy nilly on social media. It's because of people like her. I got trust issues. And those who I actually made mod is because I've trusted them to not betray me. And these people here online right now that are my mods have not betrayed me so far, and I'm very grateful. I may not be smiling, it's because I can't smile anymore, and I can't laugh because all those ended up being fake when I'm at work, because it's part of my policy no matter what. If I'm truly happy or truly energetic or whatever, I still have to pretend that I'm happy and energetic. Cody, just keep trying, please. I don't want to lose my own son because I work too hard. I worked so hard for Montez to be in my family. His brother Adam is so better than him, and I had Adam probably after I had Montez. And Adam's been doing a lot better than he has. Adam's been showing me all the qualities to be in this family. Montez hasn't. He's failing those qualities. So I just and I've been showing Adam the most recent things that Foxy's been saying to me, and Adam also gets pissed because I'm his mother, and he hates it. And also, his real mother, she's very nice to me for some reason. It's really weird, but yeah, it's amazing how I'm randomly finding people who are actually nice this time. I rarely get to find real nice people who are not for on social media for popularity, famous, or fortune. Because for me, I may have a job that pays me about over $400 a week. I want to actually try to publish a novel for shits and giggles. And depending on how much I sold for these novels, I will get over $1,000, and that would be extra money for me. And keeping that in my head right now, I'm only in chapter 5. And if I write 15 more chapters, I would actually make the 20 chapters for a maximum of an actual book. And I had somebody from a publisher call me, and I will call them back and tell them I completed this novel, and I will have it published. Because for me, I don't care if I got famous or popular or whatever and got a lot of money. That is just me. Because I succeeded in something that I enjoy doing. I succeeded in something that makes me feel happy. I succeeded in living my life the way I wanted to instead of having people tell me how to live it. Because there's this YouTuber who was doing his video on a bridge. I don't know where. Pretty sure it's one of the million bridges in America that is called Suicide Bridge. But he did a video on Suicide Bridge, and he told his his audience, his viewers, he was close to my age, 18, 19, after high school. Everything went downhill. And he became so depressed and suicidal. And that hit me hard. I cried for him because he described exactly what I was feeling. Because I may have not had it that hard when I was younger, when I was like 5 or 6 years old. But after that, everything pushed and pushed on my shoulders to the point where I can't take it. And I was actually alone in these things. I learned about love at a very young age because my exes, they were from my high school. They were in real life. And it was North Carolina where it was shitty. Everything was fucked up. And all of them lasted for at least 8 hours a day. And my heart became numb to that because I knew, or I think I knew, I was not going to have the man of my dreams. And I was just going to live in my own home with a lot of cats or animals that I love because there's probably something wrong with how I look. And I felt ugly and I hid in jackets like these. And this was from middle school when I was younger. Legit. I was hiding in big clothing because I felt I was fat. I felt I wasn't good looking because I don't wear makeup like all the other girls who wear so much makeup and makes them look like hookers, makes them look like clowns. I can't wear makeup because it makes my face itch for some fucking reason. Thank you, Cody. But yeah, I had my friends who come crying to me for advice of their own relationship. And I knew what a relationship is about because the actions of my past exes helped me learn what to expect from a guy and what should expect from a girl too. I told them what they should do and what should happen with them. And they end up coming back to me saying thank you and they were so happy and that made me feel warm inside because I made them happy. I gave them advice. And I thought to myself, if this is my life, then so be it because I love making my friends happy. I love giving them the love advice they needed. And I've been taking that advice for myself because I love AJ with all my heart and I found him. He and I have very similar experiences with our exes, but when he was deployed, his exes would cheat on him with his best friends and his best friends would get them pregnant and he would legit go off on them and dump them and leave them because he wasn't having it. Pretty sure AJ is not a virgin, but I am because I surpassed my mother. I am 19 and my mother was 17 when she got pregnant, and then she turned 18 when she gave birth to me and my twin brother. And that is one thing my mother and my father were so proud of, is that me and my twin brother surpassed her from actually having a kid at a young age. I still want a bloodborne child, but I'm not exactly ready for them just yet. I want to make sure I have a stable life, a stable home with AJ in my life in order to have a kid in the house. I would randomly have thoughts of, oh, I'm scared that I would be a horrible mother and I wouldn't really know how to take care of my own child properly because it's an infant. But AJ, he took care of his little siblings before and he knows how it works. So he would be there to help me to make sure I'm doing them the right way. And that's the reassurance I needed. And that made me feel a lot better because I could trust him and believe in him that as long as he's with me, I'm able to take care of my own family. And even though I see he has no real family, in a he's an orphan. His siblings are too in real life. Me and AJ do plan on taking Icy in with his other brother, who's as close to his age and as well, and they would have to share a room until we get a bigger um, place or another room for them, depending on the gender of the baby or whatever. But again, I'm doing step by step as much as I can right now. I'm trying to reach the goal of getting a car and the car insurance first. And then after that, if I have plenty of money, I would still be paying off the bills. And then if I still got enough money, I will end up in an apartment. Um, I don't know if I want to keep going on for another hour on this live, but I might just do another separate live video just to continue this. But again, please, please, guys, do not threaten Montez. Like, major threaten where it's like you threaten to harm him or kill him. Do not do that. That makes it worse as hell. That legit makes things worse. I even told Montez to not do anything to anybody else to make it worse, and he ignored me. But again, do not do anything like that to make it worse. So I will end this video about Montez and some other extra bullshit that I was talking about and continue on to a new one. The point where I'm just talking about how I feel and the things I've been dealing with. And then if you guys comments in lives to talk about supporting MJ Station and helping him have the support he needs, I will do that. But it's only if you guys are commenting to have me do that. So I'll be back, guys. And Jajic Boss, I will have you do that later.